We're broadcasting from the Steelgrass Farms on the island of Kauai, and we're talking with Nancy. She's an employee of Steelgrass Farms. And Nancy, what's all on the farm here?
Aloha! Here we are at Steelgrass. We grow chocolate trees. So here we are standing in front of the chocolate tree. The Latin name for the chocolate tree is Theobroma cacao. Translates to food of the gods, which is very fitting for this tree because its birthplace was in Mesoamerica, where the Mesoamerican cultures, the Mayans and the Aztecs, believed it was a sacred tree of life, a portal between the human world and the supernatural world.
How many trees, chocolate trees, do you have in this farm?
We have about 175 chocolate trees here at Steelgrass, and we hope to have about 300.
Tell us about the growing season.
They actually grow year-round. They have two main fruiting seasons, and once the flowers are pollinated successfully, it takes about 6 months for the fruit to ripen.
All right, Nancy, keep talking. I'm going to focus in on some pods here, and tell us about the chocolate tree, how tall it gets, how many years it grows, and well, let's talk about the pods that we see there that are filled with chocolate.
Yeah, so here you are looking at the fruit of the tree. That's where chocolate originally comes from. And you'll notice that it's growing right off of the trunk and the lower branches of the tree. This is a term called cauliflory, and this is one of chocolate's advertising mechanisms. The pods are so thick that the seeds have no natural dispersal mechanism. So they rely on humans or naturally monkeys in the forest to come and harvest these pods, gnaw through them, and break into the seeds. They're covered with a sweet white pulp, and they will swallow these seeds and pass them through the system, dispersing them around the forest to create more trees. And let's see, chocolate trees, they can grow for, gosh, about 80 years, but around 40 years they start to decline in their production rate. Like most fruit trees, it takes about 3 years to start producing. Around 8 years, they'll reach their maximum production, which can be around 40 pods per tree.
All right, well, obviously there's one that's a different color in there, and that's one that's already been ripened for demonstration purposes.
Yeah, so here is a ripe pod, and if we break it open, inside is the seed. This is where chocolate comes from. So the whole time you've been eating chocolate, you've been eating the seed of the fruit of the cacao tree.
Obviously, it's the fermentation process that makes it into what we know.
Exactly. These seeds are then fermented for the chocolate flavor to come out. If you were to taste it at this point, it tastes nothing like chocolate. Now you'll notice all the pods are different colors. There are 3 different varieties of chocolate. Forastero is the most common variety. It is about 90% of the world's chocolate. And the Forastero gives you the greatest flavor and the highest yield. Generally, you'll get about 36 seeds, or as they're called, beans per pod. To make 1 pound of 100% pure chocolate, you need about 10 pods, about 360 beans. So if you were going to do a 50% bar, that would give you about 2 pounds of chocolate.
I understand that Steelgrass is making their own candy bar now.
We just made our first batch, a very small limited edition of 400 bars. Really exciting. We will be making more. We actually grow all 3 of the varieties of the chocolate here on the farm. So I was just talking about the Forastero variety. There's also a Criollo variety, which is about 5% of the world's chocolate, a greater flavor but a less of a yield, and Trinitario, originating from the island of Trinidad.
All right, Nancy, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.